Hey everybody, it's Ask Rad. I'm Radley Valentine here with Ask Rad and Friends, my spin-off. And I have today someone immensely special, hilarious, a poignant, amazing person. I have Dougall Fraser. So, hey Dougall, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you. So, if for those of you who don't know, the latest amazing magical thing from Dougall is Your Life in Color, which you cannot see because I'm a Kindle dude. Oh, see, so much better. So much better. So, you are a just superly well-known psychic, gifted coach. When did the color thing happen? Oh, by the way, is this too obvious?
I noticed. I felt like that was such a compliment and a gesture. I think you look amazing and quite delightful. So I appreciate the burst of color.
I thought it was obvious, but whatever.
So yeah, my parents used to say that by the time I was standing in the crib that I would start talking about seeing colors around people and hearing voices. And my mom was like super excited and would like bury crystals in the backyard and like sent me to her trance channel. And my dad was like, I think our boy needs therapy. So I had a very divided front on this. But I think I believe everybody has intuition and we're all intuitive and psychic. But oftentimes our parents will say things like, it's a strong imagination, or that's just your imaginary friend. But I was really lucky that my mom believed that it was my spirit guide and would let me talk about it. And, it took me to get my first psychic reading when I was 8 years old to Lilydale. And so it was just a part of my life.
Oh, holy moly.
Yeah.
So what was that? Do you remember that very well? I mean,
oh yes. So for me, it was the first time I met someone that talked about seeing energy. And at first, if you guys have ever been to Lilydale, it's in upstate New York and it's this community of mediums. And at the time you'd sort of go from house to house and you'd ask people if you wanted to have a reading. And at first she didn't want to do it, but then she agreed to do it. And she told me that she saw this red energy around me, and I was just like entranced with what she was doing. It felt so familiar and so right to me. It was the first time anyone had ever described my aura, and I still sort of get goosebumps when I talk about it. And I bought a deck of tarot cards and a crystal, and I was ready to go.
What did you buy? Was it Rider Waite? What did you buy?
I don't remember the deck's name itself. That when I first started studying tarot, like for real as a teenager, it was the Rider Waite deck. Mm-hmm. And I read, is it Tara Connolly? Is that her name? But
Eileen Colony.
Yes. So I started with that when I was a teenager, but that was sort of my moving into starting to connect with other people's energy.
That is so crazy because the first deck that I really ever connected with, because I was buying decks and going and
right
until I bought the Connolly Tarot.
It was great. So she had beautiful work.
Well, talk about colorful.
Exactly. Yeah. I was always drawn to the more colorful decks for sure. Yeah.
Oh, and it also, nobody was like,
Right. You're right. No murderous imagery.
So, what a wonderful woman. It's so sad that she's no longer with us, but it was like, she was brilliant.
Yes.
I love that we have that in common.
Yeah.
Cool. So you wound up writing Your Life in Color. How did that happen?
So Your Life in Color was based on everybody always asking me questions. At first for me, reading auras was sort of a novelty. I would just say you've got blue around you and then sort of go on with the session and reading cards. But people kept asking questions. They were really fascinated about that. And so I studied everything I could about color energy. I studied at meditation schools. I went to different channels. I would look at historical references to color. And it turned into what I became aware of is, unlike numerology and astrology, like I'm born a Taurus, I can't change that. Or I'm a sixth path life path number, I can't change that. But your auric field, your energy body, you can change that. If you visualize a different color, if you surround yourself with a different color, you can invoke different properties and change your aura according to what you need in life. So that's what I started teaching people is this is the energy that I see around you. This is what's working. But here are some other energies that you could use or colors that you could use to activate a different part of your consciousness.
All right. All right. Let's go with that.
Okay.
So let's say abundance. Everybody's always that. I mean, like, let's face it, #1 priority for people these days. So if people wanted to up their abundance and their prosperity, what would they do color-wise?
So you want to think green. When I think of abundance, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about someone that's living a full life. I'm talking about someone that's animated. You know, even if you go to a party, it's the most communicative person that's got a lot of people around them. It's someone who's joyful, who's bubbly. So I see that energy as green. If there's like a musician or a singer or a poet reciting their creative work, I'll see sparkles of green all around them because they're delivering clear communication. So I believe communication is directly connected to abundance. The way we communicate with our family, the way we communicate our professions, our spiritual beliefs with our loved ones. When we invoke green, we become more expressive, and I believe that attracts abundance to us.
And so now everybody's posting all these green hearts and lovers. That's what everybody's posting now. So what about creativity?
So creativity is in alignment with green. It's the same thing. It's expressive energy. So to me, you know, people always want to know, like, what's the luckiest color or the most well-received color, and it's always green. That's why creativity or famous people tend to have a lot of green in their aura, because they're attracting attention to them.
So Lisbeth is asking, but what about gold for abundance?
Ooh, so gold I love. Gold is very good for committing to an idea. 99% of the time, if I see gold in someone's aura, they are self-employed, because they don't like being told what to do. So they want to create their own business and create their own schedule. But gold people are really good at committing to a vision and turning it into a reality. So to answer your question, gold would probably help you in the business world, but I think of as abundance and prosperity as being more expansive than that. You know, you can have a ton of money, but never spend any time with your family and you don't feel abundant. So when we access green, it's about life. It's about having full experience.
So is romance as predictable as pink or something, or?
Well, so I see red more as the emotional exchange we have with other people. I see red around healers and really sensitive people. If anybody out there identifies with an empath, red is our color. We want to talk about emotions. We want to talk about feelings, but it also helps us exchange the energy with other people. So often sensitive people give out too much and forget to talk about what they need to feel supported. So red really helps us access making sure that we're taking care of ourselves while connecting with people as well.
You know, it's so funny because as you talk, because obviously I'm the tarot guy, so it's like as you talk, it's like I keep thinking, it's like, oh, he's talking about the Queen of Cups.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and this is what I love about energy. You know this. The universe will just give us the images in our brain to deliver the same information and message.
Right.
And for me, color just became a constant reminder of this is what the universe is trying to tell me.
So someone just asked about turquoise. I don't know why. They want to know, what is turquoise?
So turquoise is considered the color of kindness and forgiveness. If you're feeling drawn to turquoise, what it reminds us to do is approach a topic from the most divine perspective as possible. And this is where forgiveness comes in. As human beings, we are going to have disappointments in relationships. We are going to have challenges. And the most evolved thing that we can do is look at it from the most divine perspective. And often that means forgiving a situation. So when you call upon turquoise, you're looking at the truth of blue. You're combining elements of white, which is like clarity and spirituality. You get this beautiful turquoise color, and then it allows us to be kind to ourselves and others and forgive things that maybe didn't work out in our favor.
So you actually just, thank you for the lead in. So, so I was just about to ask you, it's like, so what about blended colors? What about swirls of color? I mean, does that happen?
Yeah, of course it does. So I'll give you another example. People always ask me about magenta. So with magenta, you're taking two powerful colors. You're taking purple, which is the color of leadership and destiny. You know, you always see purple around royalty. It's people who naturally step into their power. Then you take pink, which is the color of self-care. It's about love. It's about connecting with yourself. You merge those two things together and you get magenta, which to me is the color of courage. When we step into our power as leaders, when we take care of our being so that we can be at our best, we become courageous to step out of our comfort zone, to step into our power, to make a difference in the planet. So a lot of times when colors come together, we highlight the best attributes of two colors and merge them into something even more profound.
Well, I love that because you can't see this, I don't think, but it's like I just, without knowing that, chose purple for our name labels.
Oh, fun.
How royal are we?
And we both have crown sort of styling of our hair.
Sort of kind of do. We do have the same hair kind of thing going on. So someone, Lisbeth, is asking about yellow.
So yellow is considered the color of higher intellect. A lot of times I'll see yellow.
Right. Uriel.
What'd you say?
Archangel Uriel.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll see it around people who are like double majors or they excel at two bodies of work really well. But remember, there's a shadow side to every color as well. There's sort of a lesson. And with yellow, it's reminding us of something that's unresolved. Maybe there's a body of work that you committed to, or you've always been talking about becoming a life coach, or on your desktop of your computer, it says the book, but you haven't written anything yet. Yellow reminds us of our original intention. There's something that we want to complete. We can multitask. We can juggle our daily life with our passions as well. So it reminds us to complete things and make sure everything's in working order.
Wow. So I didn't know about the shadow side, but see, I love that though, because, you know, Archangel Uriel, because I'm also the angel boy. So Archangel Uriel is all about yellow. And I mean, well, some people see yellow. I'm more of like glitter, but but, you know, and he is the archangel of epiphany and intellect and all those kinds of things. So that's super cool. So someone just asked about white.
So white. So whenever in doubt, we go to white. Tomorrow, you may be in a stressful situation and you'll think, what did that color guy say? Am I supposed to think purple? Am I supposed to think white? If your mind starts playing those tricks on you, always go to white. And the reason for that is it encompasses all color. Sometimes I'll jokingly refer to it as the all-purpose cleaner because we all have that one product in our house that can do the windows and the floors and the counters. Like it gets everything done. And that's the same thing with white. What'd you say?
It's called a husband.
Well, that's the definition of white, though, is the color of clarity and spirituality. So I always say with white, it's like you're walking into a room, an idea, a problem, or a situation, and you're just turning the light on. It's like, I want to see this as clearly as possible. I want to feel as connected as possible. So whenever in doubt, we always go to white.
People they're just throwing colors at us, and they're interesting colors. So it's like, what about silver?
Oh, okay. So we just talked about gold, right? So gold is about business. It's about turning your thoughts into reality. Silver is considered more of the feminine aspect of the universe. It represents our home. If you're feeling drawn to silver, we think of the womb. We think of being nurtured. We think of goddess energy. So the first thing that we want to do with silver is look at the state of our home. Is it clear? Do you feel proud of it? Do you feel like you're taking care of things? Or are there things that need to be repaired and shifted? But silver, if sun is gold and the daylight, moon is silver energy. So it's that goddess energy that sort of opens up our hearts and connects us to our home. So Joanne's going, what about black? So earth tones, this is a big thing. So Radley, people joke with me all the time. They're like, I bet you see, all these dark colors in my aura. Like, that's a terrible thing.
Yeah, that whole little back and forth, left to right. I want to do that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Black, I'm sorry.
Okay, so earth tones represent the planet. They're completely sacred. They're all for grounding. That's why, like, when I used to live in New York, in Manhattan, I wore a lot more earth tones because you don't have that much space. You're pulling your energy in. Then suddenly I moved to Los Angeles and had a yard, and I was like, what about pink? I could wear pink. So the more space you have, the more you want to expand. But especially for people watching this, we identify as sensitive energy and souls. So when you feel so much energy from other people, a lot of times earth tones are really important in grounding the energy. And if I do like a big event, I tend to wear earth tones, which really disappoints people. They want me to be in like very colorful things. But if there's a lot of energy in the room, I want to ground myself.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. So believe it or not, our 15 minutes are up. So tell people about, I know, but you can call me and we'll just talk for 2 hours. That's
Okay, good.
So tell people, I think there's something going on with Your Life in Color right this second, right?
Yeah, so there's a sale, and we all love a sale. You can get the ebook version of Your Life in Color right now for $1.99, and I believe that's worldwide. So on any platform, exactly, it's completely worldwide, and it's $1.99. So it's cheaper than a cup of coffee. I highly recommend it.
Oh, well, like half the cost of a cup of coffee for my husband anyway.
Is he a fancy coffee person?
Oh, God. Caramel macchiato, 1 pump vanilla.
I love that.
Lawns, you know. Well, I got to say, I adore you. I am so glad that we've become friends because you are just the best. So I am super excited that you were on with us today. And, you know, guys, it's like, share it around, tell everybody about Dougall. He is just a doll baby. So
thank you, Radley, and I adore you too. Thank you so much for having me be a part of this. This was super fun.
It's absolutely great to have you here. So, okay, guys, so that's it for today. Next week, I'm going to have the amazing medium Heather Hildebrand on. And because she's pretty incredible, she calls me all the time and goes, "Hey, your mom said ... So who can't love that? So that's it for today. Don't miss Magical Things with Radley Valentine. That starts in about 45 minutes on Hay House Radio. And we're talking about the I Ching. Don't run in fear. I'll explain it. So that's it for today. Talk to you guys later. Mwah, Dougall. See you guys. Bye.